Good morning, everybody. Oh, I gotta turn that light down. That's a little bit. There we go. Not quite so in your face. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the art studio and happy week of Thanksgiving. It's good to see you here live on YouTube. If this is your first time catching the live video, we do these every single Monday morning and we talk about all the things that are happening in your kids' classes and then also just the studio as a whole. What's coming up in terms of registration deadlines and special events and other housekeeping stuff. So if you're catching it live, you kind of have to suffer through the whole thing because the timestamps aren't done. But once you're catching the replay, if you look down in the description of this video, you'll see there are timestamps and you can jump to the part in the video that actually has to do with your kids. All right, save you a little bit of time. All right, here we go. Let's talk about what's going on this week in classes. First and foremost, we do have our regular class times going on this week for multimedia and drawing. So if you are in a second, third multimedia or homeschool multimedia, any of those classes, right? The people that just did ink this month, and they did clay last month, and they did pastels the month before, those are multimedia classes. If you're in those classes, or if you're in Drawing 101 or one of the Drawing 102 classes, then you still have classes this week. Now, you don't have it with the normal classes. We're going to talk about what's going on in those classes, but the classes still meet at the regular times unless you're a Thursday class. Those of you that are a Thursday class, you're actually meeting on Wednesday this week because of Thanksgiving, and it's at the exact same time. So if you're a Thursday 5:30 class, you come Wednesday 5:30. Okay, same class time, it just translates to the next day. If you have questions about that, you can always send me a message. You can also look back at last week's video because I actually had a calendar graphic for you that showed everything that happened and how things were moving. So look at that if you're a visual person. Otherwise, we'll see everybody in classes this week. Now, what's happening this week is not a typical class. We get to celebrate just being together and having fun. We get to do things this week that we don't normally get to do. So we have always 4 classes in all of those lessons, especially the multimedias are very project focused. We try to get our projects done, right? And so there's not a lot of free time. There's not a lot of creative sensory play, which even the big kids love sensory play. This is the week we get to do those things. So there's going to be stations set up for our drawing kids. There's going to be opportunities for them to play with medias that aren't necessarily drawing media. So they get to play with some of the stuff that the multimedia kids are playing with. We're going to have some more tangling stations. So for those of them that really love the pattern drawing, that'll be out. We'll have watercolors out, which is next month's multimedia. So they can start exploring some of that. We will have some more assemblage, collage stations, which we won't see until our multimedia classes in March, but we'll get to play with some of that. We get to splat paint the big wall, which is fun. We normally only do that for birthday parties. And then there'll be some just fun sensory play as well. So like we mentioned, the big kids love water beads. They love kinetic sand. They love Play-Doh, and they probably love it more than my young kids because they never get to do it when they get big. So we'll have that stuff out for them to explore and play with. The class goes by super fast because we have all those stations to rotate through. And then we also still have the splat painting. So that hour or that 90 minutes are going to go by fast. And it's a fun time for us to just enjoy their company and get to be creative with them. So it'll be something different. If you are missing class this week because of Thanksgiving, like you're traveling and you're going to be out of town, or maybe you have family in town and it's just too crazy, it's okay. Right? Because we've got the projects done. If you're a Tuesday, Thursday class, if you're a Monday class, you still got one more session. Right? So don't feel like you have to come. I understand it's a busy week for everybody. It's one of the reasons why we do this week the way that it is because we know that we're going to be missing some people. So if you can come, we'd love to see you and hang out with you and just enjoy each other's company. If you can't come, don't worry about it. Sound good? The other thing that's going on this week is bring a friend. So we did invite all of our registered artists to bring a guest to class with them this week to experience this very different class. If you don't have a guest, it's okay. It's optional. You don't have to do it. But you can only bring a guest if you registered them. And the deadline was Friday for registration. And so I've had to be the bad guy all weekend and today and tell people no. Okay. No, if you didn't register, you cannot bring your guest. We worked over the weekend and put in hours getting things prepped, I bought stuff for goodie bags. We got all the goodie bags together. We got them all labeled with names. We got stickers made for all of your guests. We have so that we can keep track of all the people and when they come. And we got staffing going so that we have enough staff to help everybody, because it's a crazy week for us too. We're moms and wives, and we have Thanksgiving stuff going on too. So no, we are set and ready to roll for this week. So if you didn't get your guests registered, they cannot come. And I don't like being the bad guy, but that's how it has to work, because otherwise we work 24/7 and that's not fair to us. So if you have a guest registered, we can't wait to see them. They are on the sign-in sheet in the front, and you'll sign them in. We want to make sure we have their emergency contact and that they've signed in, because the waiver's at the top. Okay. So all of that stuff has to happen. If you have questions about whether or not you got your guest registered, let me know. I can check that for you. On the Google form, if you selected to get an email confirmation, then you should have it in your inbox. If you didn't select for an email confirmation and you want to check, you can message me and I'll look at that. Okay. But it's really important that our guests are registered for their Bring a Friend class. Okay. All right. Our studio is going to be closed Thursday through Sunday this week because of Thanksgiving. So really, as of 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, we will turn off the lights, turn the thermostats down, unlock the doors, and walk out. We're not even cleaning. We're just like done. So we'll be closed Thursday through Sunday. I will be back. I'm going out of town too, but I will be back Sunday and back in town and in the studio to do probably most of the cleaning. So we'll be back on Sunday just doing housekeeping and cleaning stuff. But as far as like responding to messages and emails and things, that probably won't happen until Monday. But feel free to send them. But otherwise, we'll get back with you Monday morning. And the voicemail at the studio will say the same thing. The last thing we want to talk about is next semester's registration. So if you've watched the videos, you know registration opens on the 1st, like for the next semester, January through May. It opens on the 1st, which is Thursday, next Thursday at 9 a.m. A lot of our classes are full. Most of our classes are full with a wait list. And so we want to make sure that those of you that are in the classes don't lose your spots. You have to re-enroll. You have to re-register for next semester. Everybody does. We're going to give you early access to get that done starting Monday. So Monday morning on the 28th, week from today, probably 9 a.m.-ish, maybe a little bit earlier, because I teach at 9 a.m. Or 9:30. I teach an online class. And so I want to make sure that I don't send it and then disconnect from all of emails and social medias, because people have questions. So but I'll try to send it as early as I can. I'm usually in the studio by 7:30 on Mondays. So I'll get it sent out to you, and then it'll just have the link for your class. So if you're in Drawing 101 on Monday nights, that's the link you'll get. You won't get all the access. You will get your class. If you're in K1s on Tuesdays, you'll get that link. So that way you can sign up for that class. Okay. And you have until December 31st to sign up. So you have a long time, but the link goes public on the 1st. So I would recommend getting it done before then. So that way you're guaranteed your spot, right? You shouldn't lose your spot, because there's a spot for you now and only the people in that class are getting the link. So shouldn't be a problem as long as you register by the 1st. Okay. But it's really important that I say this. We've been talking about it for like 4 weeks now. Got to register early if you want to guarantee your spot for the next semester. Does that make sense? Next Monday morning. We will send those links, and then probably on Wednesday night, we'll send another reminder for those of you who haven't signed up, because again, we don't want any of our current students to lose their spot. But besides sending reminders, that's the only thing we can do. We can't do it for you. All right, that's it. That's all the housekeeping stuff. Very short video today, because I don't have any projects to show you, but definitely check out Instagram and Facebook, because we've got some really great pictures of some of our ink art that have been posted and will continue to go out this week, so you can see what those projects looked like, as well as I think there's a drawing of a cornucopia, because we did cornucopias last week in drawing class. There's a cornucopia drawing, I think Friday. I think it's scheduled to go out Friday. So I try to schedule all my social media stuff over the weekend, so that way I'm just don't have to worry about it for the week. But yeah, check out those if you want to see some of the art that came out of November. And we're getting ready for December classes right now, so it's watercolors and all sorts of fun holiday stuff for the drawers. So have a wonderful rest of your guys's, Monday. Today's Monday. So I got like weird stuff. Have a wonderful rest of your guys' Monday. Monday holiday. Monday. Well, now that was nuts. Sorry. I clicked over to YouTube to be like, are we live? And then it messed up the audio. So now I know better. Anywho, hope you have a wonderful rest of the Monday and a great Thanksgiving. A lot of you I will see in the studio, especially if you're coming to Liberty on Bring a Friend nights, because I'll be here. If I don't see you though, have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll be back here Monday morning with you live on YouTube.